Welcome to the Prop Line. Andy and Corbin here. Jim is on vacation in the Outer Banks. Shout out to Jim. Especially shout out to Jim because apparently it rained for the first 5 days
Perfect way
of
to
his
start a holiday.
vacation. Yeah, classic Jim. All right, what we're going to do, break down the games with props. We'll go over some alt plays and a same game parlay at the end. Corbin and I were just talking. This is a hard week, Corbin. Week 3, this may be the toughest week yet, right?
So every time I plan out for the show, I have notes on each game. This is by far the least amount of notes and stuff I like. The things I do like, there's quite a few spots that I do really like, but there's not so much on that kind of outer area. It's like, is the themes from week 1 and 2 going to continue, or are they going to revert back to what you're expecting before the season? So it's just kind of adjusting. I think it's the hardest week so far. So.
Yeah, and that's fine. We don't have to have a million bets, so we're going to walk through some of these games. Injuries are playing a key part, so let's get started. The very first thing that we always do is check weather, and we do have some small chances for rain here. There's a chance for Packers Browns, chance Colts Titans, scattered rain showers Jets Bucks. Slight chance Texans Jags. So there are some games where might be some rain in the area come Sunday. We're recording this on Friday afternoon, so keep your eye on that. Make sure you know the weather before you're making any bets. We'll start with your Packers and the Cleveland Browns. Corbin, consensus, I think people say you guys got the best team through 2 weeks. What are we looking at in the props market?
Yeah, so I have a same game parlay coming up that has quite a few of these. Has this game in, but I'll try and do what else I have. So first one is my rinse and repeat, straight to the passing props and straight to my man Flacco over 37.5 pass attempts. I got it at.
I think this is already moved up to it's already 38.5.
Wow. Yeah, as I always say,
take
always shop around. I still love 38.5. He had 45 in each game so far. He's going to be down in this game. The one worry I have this week is the time of possession and the lack of possessions. If there's any kind of downside on it, I think we could control the ball for a while, and I reckon we could get some quick 3 and outs, which would then lead to less drives and less passing attempts. But I still think he flies into the 40s in that one. Jordan Love, no interception. Again, I think it's a harder matchup than we've had, but on the defense side. But again, I'm just going to rinse and repeat. If it loses, come back to it next week. I love that play. Tackles, I've been riding Cooper and Gary over their tackles. Gary, I would only play at 1.5. Cooper is at 9.5. He got lucky to get there last week. I had him just to get to 8. And we were sweating on a Packers to go 3 and out to get the ball back to the Browns for him to then get 2 or 3 on the last drive. So I would definitely use, some books have alt tackles, and alt tackles on Cooper of 7 or 8 is really good. Gary only at 1.5 I like. And then Fannin receptions, just as normal, over 3.5 receptions. Again, rinse and repeat. He's had 7 and 5. They're going to pass the ball a ton. They're going to be from behind. I don't know why this number is still 3.5 and not 4.5 or 5.5. Quite honestly, Kraft is potentially out as well. That's a hard one for the Packers kind of side. I was looking at playing props with him. Popped up with a knee injury actually during training earlier this week. He did light practice the last I saw, but it kind of makes everything a bit more harder to guess on the offensive side for us. So I think we cruise this game, quite honestly. So.
Yeah, only 7.5 is interesting. I wonder how much the injuries are in part. And on DraftKings, they don't come out with the defensive tackles and assists till a little bit closer to game time. Again, we're recording this on Friday. Agree with you on Fannin. I really want to take an under on Njoku, but this stat will shock you. Do you know the Browns lead the league in plays per game? Offensive snaps per game.
Wow.
They're number 1. This is why Flacco keeps going over his passing totals, because they're always out on the field and they can't get their running game going. I'm going to take some unders on the Browns rushing. Quinshon Judkins under 42.5. Packers defense is just too good. I think it's only a matter of time before they're abandoning the run game. I can see them wanting to get it going.
Yeah.
but that's a lot.
How crazy is it that we can rely on the Packers' run defense? I feel like I've been a broken record for like years now, saying Packers run defense again. Now here we are.
It's been great. It was been great.
Have one. We finally have one.
It's been amazing because you're right. We yours and my team, Colts secondary. Yeah. You play the other team over 1.5. Yeah, Packers run defense, but yeah, they're good now. Speaking of my Colts and Tennessee Titans. Even though it's my Colts, I don't have much for this one, Corbin. I don't know where to go. Do you have anything in this game?
I am right there with you. I have no idea on the props market. I like. I've got an alt with Jonathan Taylor coming up to the shock of no one. And then I like Colts on a plus spread as a parlay piece. Apart from that, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I would lean the Colts over 23.5. I think their offense is really good. What they did to Denver was really, really impressive. I'm not sure Tennessee is going to have the offense to keep the Colts off the field. So
I think this is one of those crucial. We mentioned it right at the start before we began. Is it the same as week 2, same as week 1, or completely different? I think that heavily applies to both these teams, quite honestly. Because I was looking at Titans props, and I'm like, Cam Ward rushing under again, but then he went over last game and had 5 rushing attempts. It's like, I need to see a bit more. Daniel Jones flew over his rushing in the first game, flew under in the second game. It's like, in my eyes, you can't do anything with those kind of props to me. When they're so polar opposite, you can't have any faith either way, in my opinion. So,
this 213.5, this could look insanely low. There's a chance that that he blasts through this total, but maybe it's a Jonathan Taylor game. But again, I have basically no confidence in this game with a lot of props. So we move on to the Jets and the Buccaneers. Here's a game I do have some confidence in the props. The big story here in this game is Tampa Bay's offensive line. So Friday morning, what appears to be happening is they got 3 starters that are out. They're moving their center to their left tackle, and I believe nobody is playing the position that they're supposed to be playing. You have backups that are starting, and they're moving guys from their natural position to other positions. I think this is an absolute nightmare, but what I love, Corbin, is give me Baker Mayfield over 17.5. When that protection breaks down, and it's going to break down quite a bit, he is going to have to take off and run. He's had well over 30 yards in both of the first 2 games. You go back to last season, he was going over this total. This 17.5 could look really low. We saw it last week. He got over his total, and then he had a broken play where he rushed for 10 yards, getting him to like 33. I think the 17.5 is way, way too low. I would even look at Can we ladder him up?
You should be able to. I think if you go
25, is it plus 143? 40, is it plus 370? Yeah, I think he's running quite a bit. So that has my interest. What about you?
Yeah, I really like that play. It's one that we've been grabbing live quite frequently.
Yes, great live bet.
Yeah, Mayfield over 1.5 again. I don't see. I care less about the line movement and more the injuries. I don't know if you have an update. I saw that Godwin definitely isn't playing this week. He's not back yet.
Godwin's definitely not playing. Ibuka is definitely banged up.
That's the one I can't say his name.
It's fine. Just Egg Buka.
Egg Buka.
Buka. You're not doing yourself any favors with the guy.
Oh, God. No, not again. Please, comments.
It's a little bit of an inside joke. But shout out to all you in the chat that came to Corbin's defense. Igwig was a little banged up. So they're going to try and run the ball. What I saw last week, Corbin, was when their offensive lineman went out, they just went to a dink and dunk, get the ball out quick. I mean, you're talking 3 yards. Average downfield. So I think you're going to see a lot of that. But like you said, maybe you can dunk your way to 2 passing touchdowns against this.
The only other play I was looking at, I lost on it last week, but the Garrett Wilson receptions, Tyrod Taylor came in and threw to him 3 times within like 5 minutes or something. Like it was a blitz. And it's like, that's one of those things. Is it going to continue? Is he going to go? Are they just going to target Garrett Wilson? Because we know for sure that you target Bucks in the passing game, not the run game for me. So I think he could quite easily go over. He's one I might use like an alt of 4 or 5 again because it's just so hard to run on the Bucks. I think they're going to be down. So the Jets are awful. I don't need to say enough on that. We'll carry on.
Moving to the Falcons and the Panthers. Panthers, it turns out, are really, really bad. They threw everybody off their scent towards the end of last year, but boy, the first 2 games have not gone well. What do you like props-wise in this one?
I've got Algier over 10.5 rush attempts. He's had 10 and 16, and I think the Panthers are far worse again defending the run than they are the pass. I think the Falcons could be up. I think it's a great week to get Algier some work. So 10.5 rush attempts seems good. And then 365 have this, but Panthers under 101 total team rushing yards. Kind of pair that with Dowdle over under 16.5 because he's just slow and awful. I don't need to say a whole lot on Dowdle. 12 and 9 rush yards. 12 and 9. And then I'm expecting them to be down. Falcons rush defense is pretty good, I think. I don't need to say a lot. Just take the unders.
I'll say it now. This is a client play. We locked it in at 81.5. It's already up to 83.5. Bijan Robinson, there's a chance he goes wild. I might look at laddering this guy up. 100 yards is plus 167. This guy's blasted this total both times last year that he played the Panthers. I think he had 170 in the last game. And then last week we saw what happens when they play a team with a bad rush defense. He goes nuclear. In week 1, what do you have, like 24 yards? But it was against Tampa. We talked about they're great against the run. So when he gets a matchup that he can exploit, it's going to be the Bijan Robinson show. So
that's kind of why I like Algier as well. Going back to it,
they both can go over.
He had 10
easily
against the he had 10 against the Bucks when we talked about how many issues they had running the ball and the Bucks. Poor rush defense. Then in week 2, he has 16, which I think is somewhat. I don't expect him to have 16 again, but I think he definitely gets 12, 13, 14 carries here. So.
Yeah. Panthers giving up 5.2 yards per carry. That is awful. Do you know, combined passing and rushing, the Panthers on offense are getting 4.4 yards per play. They're giving up 5.2 just per rush. So it's.
Can't say I'm particularly surprised.
It's been rough, to say the least. So you might talk me into Hubbard over 17.5 receiving. He's averaged 35.5. Again, they're just in catch-up mode, it feels like, all the time. So they could be throwing a lot.
Who's going to be catching the ball for them, though? It's like I remember we were playing Thielen over his receptions. That was reliable. Then obviously he's not there anymore. Is it Renfro got 7 receptions last week? Is it him?
There's Tad McMillan, who's a rookie. I'd be taking the under on this because I don't know how long they're going to have the ball, man. Like if this game, if Atlanta gets up 10, if Atlanta gets up like 10-0 or something, it is going to be run. And in the second half, that Panthers defense is going to be beaten up. We saw it with Miami. We had a losing bet on Ray Davis. He no-showed, but the handicap was that Miami had faced a ton of rush attempts, and they were tired. Sure, James Cook had a huge game. This is the same thing. The Panthers have faced a lot of rush attempts. They're going to be tired.
Me after all of this discussion, the money line price on the Falcons is only minus 218, and we're sat here talking like the Panthers don't have a chance.
It's division game on the road is the narrative. That's the narrative. So, Corbin, I picked the Falcons in Survivor. In my Survivor pool, I picked.
I'm telling you now, I will be playing money on the Falcons money line, but because the money lines are low price, you can get them at plus 7.5 at like a fairly good price as well. That's I should have used that in my alt parlay because that's a great piece. So
yeah, this could be a good same game parlay piece if you like the Falcons to win.
Oh, you could take
Falcons to win plus Robinson over 60 or 70. So I'm actually talking myself into that one, Corbin. I really like the same game parlay in there. So Rams and Eagles, great game here. Eagles just continue to catch shit for being a boring team. I don't know. I kind of like teams that win all their games. But did you see the price on Jalen Hurts? It's still only minus 150.
Well, you know why it's minus 150, right? Because
Why?
everyone in that world and the refs are going to have an eagle-eyed view on that tush push every single time. I'm talking if he's a millimeter, somebody a millimeter out, they are going to find it and blow up that play.
They're just going to make throw a flag even if there isn't a penalty. Just
they're like, oh, let me get my little centimeter ruler. Oh, let me measure this guy. Oh, he's slightly over the ball. Yep, we're going to have to call that back. Like, it's one of those, like, I know we've been playing Hurts every week. Do you have any concern? Because I somewhat do in that
no.
I feel like they're going to be so hot on it that it only takes a couple of them to stop, and suddenly Hurts is.
I don't. Here's why. Because we committed to playing it every single week. So you just do. We're going to feel dopey. Here's the other thing. I'll bet every dollar I got that they practice this a lot this week, the Eagles. The Eagles coaching staff is like, they are going to be watching us like hawks. We got to dial it in, and we got to be perfect on this. And this is a Philly team and a Philly coaching staff that wants nothing more than to shove it down the throats of the NFL. They know this is getting banned at the end of the year. They know this is the last year of this iteration.
We said all of that last year, and they had the vote, and they decided they want to keep it. So
this is it. This is it. People are fed up with it. But anyway, so that's Jalen Hurts. Here's a great parlay piece for you, Corbin, if you want to use Jalen Hurts to not throw an interception. He just doesn't throw the ball very much. They're a running team. Why would they be throwing the ball a lot? So it's minus 201. I would use it as a parlay piece every single week. What are some other props you've noticed in this one?
I have nothing else in this game. I have a real tough time picking out what the Eagles are going to do on offense. Last week I did cash my Hurts over his rush attempts, but my God, was it close. He had 2 all the way up until basically the fourth quarter, and then they had like 4 tush pushes. It went over by half, like with one of the very last plays, but I can't with any confidence go back to that. I don't know if they're going to throw the ball at all this week, the Eagles. They might just run it with Barkley and Hurts every time. And then I struggle with the Rams. Every time I take a Puka Nacua prop, I see him limping out of the pitch after 10 minutes. Devontae Adams is being held together with tape as well. It's like, I have nothing else. Unless I do the gym and say Kyron Williams touchdown and just
go. I mean, A.J. Brown's been a non-factor, and it's like, do you want to keep playing his unders, or do you want to be the one that feels like a moron when he gets 7 catches for 130 yards?
Exactly, because it's coming.
It's coming.
It will happen.
Yeah. There was an interesting one.
The rush?
Yeah. Matthew Stafford, over under half a yard rushing. He's got like -8 yards this season. He does not run. You go back to last year, he only went over in a handful of games, and for whatever reason, both times against the Eagles, he went over.
Yeah.
I guess it's the pass rush of Philly that gets him on his toes to go. It's a close game. I don't know, but it makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason why. So as much as I would love to play this under half a yard rushing, for whatever reason, he does it against Philly. So,
yeah.
All right, so we move on to Raiders and the Commanders. This one's really tough because we're not, at the time of recording this, we're not 100% sure what's going on with Washington's quarterback.
We do. Mariota's starting.
Is it official that Mariota's starting? Did they rule him out?
Yeah. Daniels is definitely out.
Okay. All right.
Or at least that's what I read.
All right. I'll just go back to... I'm going to look this up just...
Well, I'll talk about...
You're right. No, you're right. Jane Daniels is ruled out. So we have Mariota. We know that for a fact. Mariota's starting.
I would love props on Mariota. Like, he's competent. Like, I could easily take a passing or a rushing with Mariota. Oh, it's out. Again,
starting to trickle out, on some of these props.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any opinion on the longest.
Rushing, 13.5, that's it?
That
that's his longest. Sorry,
that's
that's his
long.
longest. Okay.
There's no
So
lines at all, but I had a couple from when I looked earlier. There was no lines on JCM, but that's one I'm looking for his rushing. But Genti under 55.5. The Raiders
yes.
just can't run the ball. They couldn't do it last year. They couldn't do it the year before. Even when Jacobs was there, he was having issues because of that line. 55.5. He's gone under, I think, in both games. I think it's another one that you can play the whole season just because he isn't getting the opportunity or the space to get in behind. So
I would prefer to add the receiving to that and take the rushing plus receiving.
I don't know.
He blew it on some pass protections on third down, and other guys were getting work on third down. I
Okay,
believe there was even a hurry up where he wasn't out there. So I want both those categories because I just don't think he can do it in both. I'm
interesting.
going to continue to go back to. Oh, they don't have it on DraftKings. Jacoby Myers over 5.5 receptions. He's got 22 targets this season, Corbin. That's top five. He's had 8 and he's had 6. And Brock Bowers is banged up now. So Brock Bowers is not 100%. It's week 3. Brock Bowers is already hurt. And Ashton Genty is looking terrible. So Raiders.
Oh wow, I just pulled it up. So Genti's rushing and receiving line is 73.5.
I'll take it.
So that's an extra 20 yards in receiving. It'll quickly tell me how many he's had. Oh, he's had 2 and 1 yards receiving. So you're basically getting an extra 20 yards buffer. I really like that play, that under rushing and receiving, then at 73.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to the Bengals and the Vikings, the Carson Wentz, Jake Browning Bowl. Before we do that, week 3 props pack is up. We could not be happier with the first 2 weeks. We hit 59.3% of the plays in weeks 1 and 2. What we love about that percentage is, A, it's profitable, and B, it's sustainable. We always talk about it's terrifying if you hit 75% of your bets in the first 2 weeks of NFL because you know regression is coming. So we want to chip away at this small and really, really happy with that. So week 3 props, you get all plays on Sunday and on Monday. Full disclosure, we had a little play on Ray Davis over his rushing. Didn't even come close on Thursday, but we have lots of plays locked and loaded. And Corbin, you want to talk about high volume this year? Just we decided, hey, if we like it, we're putting it in. It's a lot more high volume this year.
Yeah, you just so there's so many plays where there's so much variance. Look at the Ray Davis play for an example. Like everything looks good on paper, you put it in, and suddenly it does nothing. You put in 3 or 4 plays a week. You have to win basically every other play just to make a profit now that you've lost on that one. Like there's certain sports where volume is very worrying, but like these weekly sports where you can like spread it out with so much volume, but the percentage kind of the same. Everyone can pick and choose. You don't have to go and put half a unit on every player if that's not what you want to do. We're not forcing people to do that. But the extra volume just gives you so much room for error. So
absolutely, it's worked out really good for us. And we have our college football team total of the week. We're very low volume in this. We normally only have like 1 play a week. We've hit 64% of our college football winners. That's lifetime. That's not a small sample size. So coming off of last week, we had Oregon over 37.5. Somehow they laid it on 34, even though they had a million chances to score. I still don't know how we lost that one, but nature of the beast. But love this play that's up. Go ahead and grab that. Both of those are available at wagertalk.com. Let's move on to the Bengals and the Vikings. Corbin, I call it a conspiracy theory or whatever. I don't believe for a second that J.J. McCarthy is hurt. He and his wife had a baby on the Thursday before the game of week 2. I think the team and the coaches said, go home, be with your baby for a couple weeks. There's no way you can be a new dad and the quarterback of your very first NFL football team. You can't do both at the same time. Take a couple weeks off. So we get the Carson Wentz experience. He was quarterback of my Indianapolis Colts. Corbin, there were plays where I legit laughed out loud at some of the things that this guy did, and here he is starting. I'm taking the over on Jake Browning. This guy throws a ball a million times. Give me the over on 237.5. Where's the interceptions? Just interceptions galore Like if you see an interception prop on either of these guys, you just take the over. What props do you like?
I don't like a thing in this game, quite
Okay,
honestly.
fair.
I I really wanted to bet Jordan Mason, but I cannot bet him at 83.5 yards. I think that is a crazy number. I just pulled it up. So Browning had 3 interceptions. It's minus 160 for him just to have a interception. Wentz is minus 130 if you like those still.
Real quick on the rushing yards. So I have Jordan Mason at 75.5. Are you looking at rushing plus receiving?
No, I was just looking at that. That line
Oh, you're
must have
right.
come down
It
8.
must have come down because his rushing receiving is 96.5.
Yeah, it was definitely
Wow.
83 because I was like, wow, 83.5.
So it's come down 8 yards.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
I,
That's a lot.
I still can't play at that kind of number, to be honest.
Um,
It could be a good alt piece, but I can't.
I'll take
I'm
Justin.
struggling.
I'll take Justin Jefferson under. I know he's Justin Jefferson, but we talked about his under when JJ McCarthy was quarterback. I'm not sure what's the difference when Carson Wentz. It's terrifying against this Bengals defense, but you also have to have a quarterback that throws the ball
I could
accurately.
get behind Jake Browning over his pass attempts. 33.5 seems awfully
Agreed.
low.
I like Browning's overs. He's going to be out there throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah,
No
this
doubt.
stat says he had 32 last week and he didn't even start the game.
Yeah.
So
He'll be throwing it. He'll be throwing it. Steelers and the Patriots. Anything you like in this game?
oh, this is the game I am most passionate about on the board.
Really?
Yeah, this is actually I think this is my favorite game props wise.
Should I just go to the Aaron Rodgers props?
Yeah, well, I had the great pleasure of watching Tua Tagovailoa absolutely light up this defense, and my boy Aaron Rodgers is coming for vengeance. I like all of it. I like passing yards. I like passing touchdowns. So we'll start with the touchdowns. So he had 4 in week 1. He came slightly down to earth last week with just 1, but I did cash a parlay with him to have 1 plus. But that was against a far better defense. I think he's going to fly. I think I might ladder that. So it's over 1.5 at plus money again, which I love. I'm going to play him over 2.5 and over 3.5. Again, that's being a bit ambitious, but I think he's going to have a really good week against this Patriots defense. I think you can also ladder his yards up. His yards is 227. He's had 244 and 203. And Gino and Tua both threw for 300 plus against this Patriots defense. I could quite easily see Rodgers having a 270 plus with two or three touchdowns. I have other props in that game. I don't know if you want to comment on my Rodgers love.
No. I like both quarterbacks to do well here. This is a Steelers defense that has also been gashed. This is not the Steelers from years ago where you couldn't do anything on them. This is Drake May over 220, Aaron Rodgers over 221. I like both of them to go.
Oh, it's down to 221. I had it at 227 and I loved it.
I like both these quarterbacks to go over these totals. I think these.
I actually think these Rodgers props might be my favorite on the board.
Okay,
I'll talk some other props in this game that I love. Jono Smith, you can get 3+ receptions at minus 200 or over 3.5 at plus 120. He's had 5 and 4 through the 2 games. The tight ends are really big weapons here for Rodgers, which then leads me on to my second one, which is Pat Freiermuth over his yards. I don't know what it's at now.
You want yards or receptions?
I want his yards at the minute, actually.
25.5 right now.
Yeah, there's 20, 23, 24, 25 I've seen around. So he's had 28 and 31 and 3 receptions in each game, which is going to lead on to my favorite topic every week is, do we go receptions or do we go yards? It's
right.
It's one of those, I feel like he needs the 3 receptions to get over this yards. So in reality, I'm probably just going to pick whichever one has the best price, quite honestly, because I think I remember Jim telling us some quotes from Rodgers where it's like, this is the best tight end receiving room he's had. The evidence has been there that they've had Pat's had 3 receptions in each game and 5 and 4. They're clearly getting work. If I'm expecting Rodgers to have a good week, I think it's these two. in amongst others. Obviously, Metcalf's going to get the ball, but I think these two are the best props for receiving.
Ramondre Stevenson, I know it's minus 166, but over 1.5. It's his backfield, man. Trevion Henderson is not doing well in pass protection. Ramondre is the one that's out there. He's gone over this in both games. And Jalen Warren, he's the pass catcher. You mentioned it, Corbin. Like Aaron Rodgers has DK Metcalf, and he's got his tight ends and his running backs. And Jalen Warren has been good in the passing game. So over 2.5 on Ramondre and Jalen Warren.
Well, they also have that Calvin Austin, who Rodgers did his traditional call out of the week when it was obviously Austin doing the wrong thing and not Rodgers as per usual.
Always, that was great.
As soon as he starts having one of these tiffs, it only normally goes in one direction, which just helps everything else. The only other prop I wanted to talk about, which I want your opinion on, is Hunter Henry. He came crashing down last week. So he had 4 receptions in week 1 and a bunch of, I think he had 7 or 8 targets. Last week, 1 reception on 3 targets. That is very alarming to me. Now, ordinarily, I would say come back to it. I had him to get 2 in some parlays and some to just have 3. His regular line was 3.5. But to only have 3 targets in a whole game that they're throwing the ball is kind of disturbing to me. So it's one of those, again, we go back to the start of the show. We're going to see what we saw in week 1 or what we saw in week 2 or back to last year. That's why I'm going to pass on the prop, but I'm interested if you have any thoughts as to that kind of situation.
I say go back to it small. You're going to be kicking yourself if you don't. And if it does lose, then you go, okay, lesson learned, we're fine. Like, Thursday was a complete lesson on Ray Davis. Like, he had 1 carry in week 1, but then he had 9 in week 2, and I thought, oh, okay, Ray Davis is back. But we learned, okay, now he's untrustworthy. You can't depend on it. And I think you go back to him very small. That way, if it does hit, you feel better about yourself. But if it loses, you're not out a whole lot, and now you've learned your lesson that we search for another version of this play. So.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to.
I have definitely made enough money on it from last season. And
this season. You're fine with it. Moving on to the Texans and the Jags. I monitor both these teams pretty close, Corbin, because my Colts are in the division with them, and I don't know what to do. I the only thing I would be looking at is C.J. Stroud under his completions. I loved his completions last week because I thought that's what the game script was going to be. I thought they were going to have to move the ball through him, and he was awful. His offensive line is truly pathetic. They can't block anybody, and Jacksonville has a decent little defense. Give me the under 20.5 on completions. He had a couple guys that he missed. He looks rattled in the pocket, and I get it. He constantly has guys around him, and he's not being accurate. So I'm taking the under on completions on Stroud until he shows that he can consistently, A, get time, and B, deliver to these receivers. That's all.
Okay. Texans field goals. Rinse and repeat.
Okay, yep, field goals.
Over 1.5. Texans, you mentioned it. That they have this weird ability to be able to move the ball, and then they get to the red zone, and it all falls apart. Every single time. I love this prop. We've been playing it most of last year. I'm going to just continue to play it. I want to speak about Brian Thomas, but we'll do that after my next play. Jags team total rushing under 103. Can also look at ETN under 52.5 and Trevor Lawrence under 10.5. What I find quite interesting, you might know more about this than me. They actually had 5 guys that ran the ball last week. So they had ETN, someone called Tootin, someone called Tootin. LaQuint Allen Jr. He got 13 yards on 2 carries.
Okay.
Diami Brown,
yep.
1 rush for 9 yards, and then Trevor Lawrence got 4. I'm like, that's quite a lot of people to have, even though some of the, like, Tootin only 8 carries.
Gadget plays. It's a lot of, like, let's try this guy end around.
But all of that is just, like, even if that's 2 or 3 runs off ETN's total,
it's like, a lot.
Yeah, and then Trevor Lawrence only having 2 rushes for 4 yards. I quite like him to go under 10.5 yards total. as well. But Brian Thomas is one of those. So he's at 5.5 receptions. And I feel like the world is looking at it after the whole debacle last week, where his attitude stank and then all the issues. And then there's been a lot of talking. Do you, go, everyone's looking at this, it's like a comeback week? Or like me, do you think it's just strange to have this number so high on some guy that's struggling to catch the ball and clearly there's issues going on? Like, do you lean either way or does that make it a stay away?
Well, they tried to float out there that he's got a wrist injury. So let's say that's true. So now he's fighting with his coach, his quarterback, and he's got a wrist injury. Or they just floated that out there as, hey, we're going to protect you on this one. You didn't go for those catches because you were scared of getting hurt. We're going to throw you a lifeline here and tell everyone your wrist hurts. Quick, act like your wrist hurts. Quick, act like your wrist hurts. Oh no!
Oh no!
Your other wrist. Oh no!
Yeah, we said it was the left wrist, not the right wrist.
It's a stay away. There's nothing you can do with Brian Thomas. It's just a stay away. So it falls in the category you got to see it to believe it. So I'm going to go back to Nick Chubb under 13.5 rush attempts. Got there by the hair of my chinny chin last week, but he's had 13. He's had 12. The longer the season goes on, I just don't see him getting more carries. Where this guy's had multiple knee injuries.
Slowly down.
Yeah. So the thing is, I don't know who his competition is. Marks seems to be the one. But here's the thing, like, he has not looked fast, okay? Now, he's getting there. Like, he's actually breaking some long runs. It's kind of painful to watch because I know what Nick Chubb looked like in his prime, and this guy was incredible. So to watch him now is like, oh, my God, you are struggling to run. But 13.5 just seems a little bit too many. So it's 1.5 too much. If they put this at 11.5, okay, maybe. But 13.5, I'm going under. So
yeah.
All right, move on to looks like Saints and Seahawks.
Ooh.
All right, you like anything in this one?
I got 2 props. One, I'm going back to Spencer Rattler.
I'm proud of you for this one. I
would shop around for this one. I've seen it at 12.5. I can still get it at 12.5. I think in some places it's 13 and some it's back to 14.5. So he had 29 in week 1. I loved it last week and he went under by half a yard because I got it at 14.5 and he had 14, which is the most annoying thing in sports betting is losing by the half. We'll get on to, I had A-Chain last night to get 40 rush. He got 1 less than whatever I needed. It was infuriating. But I'm going to come straight back to it. I like his rush. Even going back to last year, I was playing his rushing. I think he has the speed and that kind of nimbleness that when the play breaks down, he's still fighting for his life, quite honestly. He still has that competition. The Saints are still losing. What's new there? Like, he's going to just have to keep running to try and make stuff happen. 12.5, 13.5, he could still get over this in a few runs. The next play is Jackson Smith and Jigba, over 74.5. I feel like this is such an obvious play, but he's had 124 and 103 through 2 weeks. The Saints' defense is nothing special. It's kind of middle of the pack at best. I was interested whether I go for his yards or his longest reception. His longest is 25.5, and he's hit 40 and 43 in each game. So I feel like he might need that kind of 26-plus yard reception to even get to the 74. So they're the 2 props that I'm looking at.
Brandon Cooks over 15.5. He's had 26 yards in each of the first 2 games. If you've played fantasy football, you have 100% had Brandon Cooks on your team. He's one of those guys that's just like someone picks him up and starts him and he doesn't do very good, and then you drop him and somebody else is like, oh, Brandon Cooks is on the waiver wire, and then they pick him. Like he'll be on like 5 teams in 1 year. But yes, if you played fantasy football, you have had Brandon Cooks. Not getting a ton of receptions, but he's had 6 targets. He's caught 5 of them, and he's had a 20-yard catch and a 12-yard catch. I think this line is too low. Seattle's got a pretty good defense, especially pass defense, but there's a lot of there's a lot of good players. Olave's healthy and good. Rashid Shaheed has been good. Cooks just sneaks open for a couple passes. I think he gets over there. Spencer Rattler, the interception has got to be high. What's the interception? It's only half. This is a good defense for Seattle in the secondary. I think Spencer Rattler throws at least one interception. So,
has he had an interception through each of the last 2 games? I haven't followed his interception record.
Yeah, so we always talk about take the same play and just play it over and over again. But he played.
I don't think he's that interception likely.
So he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any this year, but it's coming. It's coming. We haven't played it, but he's also played the Cardinals and the 49ers. This Seattle defense is just better in the secondary, in my opinion. I think they're just better. So, again, you don't have to play it. If you think I'm wrong, don't play it. Broncos at the Chargers. I don't know. I feel like, we do these shows, Corbin, and the fact is we really could just have retired if we just started playing Justin Herbert not to throw an interception and made no bets for the rest of the year in any sport. And he's still not even minus 140. This guy doesn't throw interceptions. Even though they're throwing the ball a lot more, it's Jalen Hurts to score, Baker over 1.5, Justin Herbert to not throw an interception. So
Jordan Love, no interception.
Jordan Love not to throw an interception.
Flacco over his passes. There's so many of these. I'm right there with you. We've got to keep playing Herbert. That is one. It could lose for 3 games in a row, and I will still be playing Herbert not to throw an interception. I've got 2 other props, unless you want to continue.
Yeah, I'll continue. Justin Herbert over 1.5 touchdown passes. I haven't been that impressed with this Broncos defense. I mean, the Colts and Daniel Jones just went right at him. I'm looking at the stats from the Colts. Daniel Jones was 23 of 34, 316 yards, and a touchdown. He also ran for another touchdown. But, I mean, they completed 9.3 yards per catch, and now Amarian Hampton has not looked that great in the Chargers' backfield. Najee's still kind of getting back into it. I like Herbert to throw a lot and not to throw an interception. You want to go real ballsy, do a same-game parlay on Herbert over his yards, his touchdowns, and not to throw an interception. If he has a big game, that could be a pretty big pay, and I think you're getting a discount because this Broncos defense is supposed to be great. And be honest, through 2 games, I just really haven't seen it. So what? You played well against Cam Ward in his very first game. Colts 5.2 yards per carry, 9.3 yards per pass. Those are real numbers that the Colts did to him. So I'm in on Justin Herbert this week.
Well, I love the no interception particularly. I love Herbert's rush attempts. It's over 4.5. He's had 7 and 9 so far for 32 and 31 yards. Why is this still 4.5 and not ticked up to 5 or even 6.5? I don't understand.
It's a great play. Throw that in the same game parlay, Corbin. Over his rushing, passing.
I have one more play. Click on the same game parlay tab and add it up for us. Let's see what number we get. Meanwhile, I'm gonna quickly talk about J.K. Dobbins' revenge game. Over 49.5 rushing yards. He's had 63 and 76 through both weeks. But however, the Chargers have faced the least rushes so far, which I find quite interesting. I feel like the Broncos have had a few issues on offense. It hasn't looked as clean as it did at times towards the end of last year. Bo Nix looks a bit rushed. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but it definitely seems a bit more clunky, and I definitely think J.K. Dobbins can have quite a good week. At just 49.5 yards seems quite low to me. I was expecting more in the mid to late 50s, kind of early 60s number for him. So,
all right, last one. Where's Justin Herbert rush attempts? Let's just do. Oh, they won't let me get plus 550. Plus 550.
We've had worse bets. We've had worse bets than this.
Never forget, we gave you Kirk Cousins over half a rush attempt and under half yard.
Like plus 800 or something.
When he kneeled. So
yeah.
it's not bad. Not to throw an interception, rush attempt. Oh, they won't let me they won't let us play the 2+. That's why it's only plus 550. They won't let me play all of those passing ones. They'll only let you do 3.
I will quickly say, if you're going to play same game parlays, FanDuel has way better lines normally.
Agreed.
And prices for same game parlays whilst we're quickly there. So.
All right, we move on to the Cowboys and the Bears.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Yeehaw!
All right.
Come on, Andy, hold it together.
Shout out to the comment section, Corbin and his yeehaw. By the way, hit the like button and leave a comment in the comment section below. You guys absolutely crushed it in the comment section below. Tell us your favorite prop. We love reading these comments. This is no joke. Love seeing what you guys are on. Leave us a same game parlay, favorite prop, anything. Corbin, I'll let you go first because I got a lot in this game.
Interestingly, I don't have almost anything. I have an old piece that I've got coming up, and then I just have Javonte Williams to score a touchdown again.
Love it. I
played it each of the last 2 weeks, and it's another one. We keep talking about these plays that we play every week. This is very close to making my every week play. Plus 100 as well. I'm getting plus money on them to score basically a rushing touchdown because I know that there's a few others that run the ball, but if there's anywhere around the goal line, it's going to be Javonte Williams. The Bears have an awful rush defense. I think he could. It's another one I'm just going to probably keep playing. So
yeah, DK's already moved it to minus 120, so I think they're in complete agreement with you. Let me give you some stats here for the Cowboys and the Bears. Bears have given up the most passing touchdowns this season. The Cowboys are second worst in allowing completion percentage. Bears 5th worst yards per rush. Cowboys tied for most rushing touchdowns allowed. These teams are 30th and 28th in yards allowed. Caleb Williams much better at home than he is on the road. Dallas is 3rd in plays per game, but that includes an overtime game. Chicago's 12th. So I think you're going to see a lot of offense. That's not breaking news to anybody, but here's how I would attack it in props. Caleb Williams over 234.5. I would absolutely take that one. Dak Prescott over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think each team could score 4 touchdowns against the opposing defense. These defenses are really bad, man. They're really bad.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's just I don't rate Caleb Williams at all. I
didn't say he was great. I just said this Cowboys defense is god awful.
It's true. That is true.
Russell Wilson lit them up. So.
Yes. Yeah, that is a good point. If there is a defense to make you look good, it's probably one of these two at the minute. So
yeah, Caleb threw an interception last week, going right back to him not to throw an interception. This play is now 13-5 in his career. Dak Prescott to not throw an interception. This might be my favorite, under half. The Bears only have 1 interception this year. That was against J.J. McCarthy. They're not a team that intercepts a whole lot. And again, these teams' passing defenses are not very good. I've been critical of him, but the fact is Rome Odunze is their number one. Over 63.5 yards on him. Here, I'll give you a sneaky touchdown score, Corbin. Rome Odunze, plus 130. Caleb Williams has 3 touchdown passes, all to Rome Odunze. Every single one of his crazy stat. Like, you just wouldn't really think that. So, rushing props, I'm with you on Javonte, man. 65.5. He's the unquestioned number one, man. Like this guy's like, it's an explosive offense, and he's the number one running back. He's averaging 75. Like, should we just throw him in there? What other starting running back on an explosive offense going up against a bad defense is getting 65.5?
Exactly.
Just take the teams out of it. Like, number one running back.
Yeah, he had quite a big because we had it last week. He had quite a big run in like the 3rd or the 4th quarter to go over the total. He only had, I want to say he only had 20 or 30 going into the second half. So maybe that's why. But you see it so many times with these running backs. They wear down the defense in the first half, and then they it's not luck that they have these big runs in the second
Correct.
half. It's that the defenders are gassed and the game script and all of that stuff. There's reasons behind why the big runs happen. You can't just throw it out the window and say, "Oh, we got lucky and got a big run in the second half." No, he built it up through tiring them out and opportunities in the first half. So yeah.
By the way, the defenses that he's played, Philly and New York, incredible defensive lines. Now he gets the Bears, who are 5th worst in yards per rush allowed. I think this number is insanely too low. Yeah. Insanely too low.
He's another one that I almost used. I used in my alt play last week. He's another one you could take an alt. You could take alt unders, take alt less and alt mores. You could ladder it up higher and have some room.
Look at this, 100 yards, 100 yards, plus 400. They've got his rushing attempts at 15.5.
Exactly. That's another thing that when you have this many attempts, the chance of you breaking a long run when you have 16 odd carries is way more likely than obviously if you had 10. Like that's how these big running backs get to these totals.
Cardinals and 49ers, I'll chalk this up to a game I have absolutely no opinion and no interest in betting on. What about you?
You must know which play I'm going for. Christian McCaffrey, over 37.5 receiving yards, 73 and 52 yards receiving the last 2 weeks. There's another one. I'm just going to keep playing it. Like they're getting him the ball. And I played it last year. I'm playing it this year. And we're just going to continue. 37.5 is low. I was expecting it to jump into the 40s this week, but it hasn't. Interesting. I keep betting on Robinson, the backup running back for the 49ers, but he's not getting it done yet. They haven't got a line out for him yet, but he's a good one you can actually take after the first or second quarter. I don't think he even has a rush in the first quarter that I remember, but then that kind of middle of the second quarter, he starts running, and I think he got into the 20 yards for both times, and you could have grabbed him at like over under 15 or 16. So that's a good live opportunity, I always think, especially against the Cardinals. So
last game, then we'll get to the same game parlay in our alt line. Again, guys, please hit the like button. We really, really appreciate you guys checking this out. And don't forget to take advantage of the college football team total of the week. We hit 64% of those lifetime over the last few years since we joined at Wager Talk. And we've got our week 3 props pack up. It gets every prop that we have on Sundays. We talk about 1 million props on here. These are the ones that we're betting with our own money. These are the ones that release to clients. These are the ones that brought us over 32 units in props profits in 2025. So take advantage of that over at wagertalk.com. We're also running that Weekend Warrior special. It's $49. You get every single play in college and NFL. So all percentages included. All right, last game, Chiefs and Giants. Going to be a really interesting game to watch, but boy, Corbin, I don't know what I'm doing props-wise in this one. I feel like, can the Chiefs' rushing game be this bad?
Yes. Yes, it can. It can be that bad.
I mean, look at this.
We're still Pacheco's rushing Kareem Hunt in 2025. Come on.
Pacheco's averaging 23.5, and they got the total of 41.5. Oh, my gosh. I mean, Patrick Mahomes' rushing totals more than Kareem Hunt. I don't know. I will tell you this Tyrone Tracy under 29.5. He lost his job, and he's hurt. He's returning kicks now. The guy that returns kicks is not your starting running back. I don't understand this one.
That was a fall from grace.
Yeah. I have him on a fantasy team. I have a fantasy team that is the worst fantasy team I have owned ever. And and Tyrone Tracy is one of them. I was like, really? It's week 2 and he's returning kickoffs? He lost his job already? Damn it. Yeah. Besides the unders, I have no idea what to do. I guess we're getting worthy, but here's how confident DraftKings is. They have no receiving props on any Chiefs out there. Do you have anything that you like in this game?
Quite honestly, I'm going to play Chiefs money line. I know we don't really talk about spreads and money lines. I'm going to play their money line with something, and that's it. I have absolutely nothing else.
Is it? Do you think the Giants are
how
bad
can
or
you?
just?
Both teams are unpredictable. Are we gonna? Who knows what the Chiefs are? Like, are they gonna come out running the
It's a
ball? Are
good
they
point.
gonna come out passing the ball? Is Worthy playing? Like, there's so many question marks. And then it's like, was Russell Wilson last week a complete fluke? Have they found
Yeah.
something? It's like, to me, this is other than my faith that I think the Chiefs are going to find a way to win. I have there's nothing else I can be particularly sure of either way. So.
Well, I will tell you, yes, Russell Wilson did find something. He found the Dallas defense. That is what he found. He found Malik Neighbors running all by himself.
It wasn't that hard to find. I think anyone could have found.
Behind the defense is what Russell Wilson found.
Could have done that as an eye test. Somebody goes to book in an eye appointment. Right, spot the Dallas defenders. Where are they?
There he is. Look, there he is.
There's one. Oh, it's on the sidelines.
Oh, look, it's George Pickens. All right, let's let's do the alt universe here. Let's talk about these are alt lines that you can find on FanDuel, on DraftKings. What do you like here?
I love this alt play so much. We're going to go firstly to Aaron Rodgers. I don't need to do this to death again. 4 passing touchdowns week 1 last week. I think him to throw a passing touchdown is just great success. Patriots pass defense isn't great. Talked about Rodgers' greediness. He will always want to get at least 1 passing touchdown. Love that piece. Jonathan Taylor, 60 plus rushing yards, had 71 week 1, but barely ran in the second half because he wasn't needed. They were up so many. Had 165 last week. I think him to get 60 yards is quite comfortable. And then I'm just going to keep playing. DeAndre Swift to have 2+ receptions. He's had 3 in each week so far. This is just a rinse and repeat kind of parlay piece. I really like this. I think it was -113 altogether. So
yeah, they're -113 and -112, so about the same price.
Yeah.
All right. Same game parlay. You are going to.
Yes. To the surprise of absolutely no one, we are going to my Packers. We're taking the Packers money line because they are the best team at the minute. They are by far the best team. And against the Browns, I don't see what the Browns can throw at us that we haven't already seen. Our defense is far superior. Love is looking short as anything. I think we just got too many weapons. I think we're going to easily cruise this game. Jacobs, 50+ rushing, kind of goes hand in hand. Jacobs is having another great year. He's getting, I think it's like 15, 16, 17+ rushing attempts. With that kind of volume, he's easily going to get to 50+ again, which he's done in every game. Even back to last year, he was getting 50+ in almost every game. And then we mentioned it, I like Fannin to go over 3.5 receptions, so we'll take him to just have 3. He's had like 5 and 7. He's like the most targeted player for Flacco. Flacco's going to be throwing the ball. I really like the same game parlay altogether for -115.
Love it. Awesome stuff, Corbin. Great job. And thank you, everybody, for joining us again. Hit the like button. Leave us a comment below. Tell us what your favorite prop is. Give us the same game parlay. Just say hi. Just say something in the comment section.
I will be reading.
Yeah. Yes, we will all be reading. But again, guys, bet responsibly and join us. Partner up with us on our props pack and our college football pack. Yeah. We're having a really good NFL season again. We hit 59.3% in the first 2 weeks, looking to continue that. So thanks for joining us. Like button, comment. Good luck on all your bets. We'll see everyone later. Take care.
Good luck.